Hello and welcome to a gloriously cold, sunny, blue sky autumn day here in Yorkshire. And of course, we're an hour earlier because last night we put our clocks back, which means we get an extra hour of daylight in the morning, but an extra hour of darkness at night. This is where you can start preparing for next year with plants and seedlings, but also a time where actually, if you want to, once your preparation's done, you can sit back, you can relax, you can put your feet up, have a cuppa, because actually there's not really a great deal you can be doing from now until next year, except a bit of preparation. Oh, it's so lovely here in the sun, and actually it's quite warm here on my clothing. I'm feeling it, you can feel the heat. Glorious. Well, welcome once again to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. I hope you're well. I hope you are sitting comfortably. I hope you've got a cuppa. And welcome to today's show. This is one of the things I love about a greenhouse. It's magical, really, and cold frames. In fact, anything that puts a bit of separation between the normal air out here and the air inside the greenhouse, and it's doing its job. This is just a single pane of glass. Can you believe it? Absolutely brilliant. But look at it. Inside there, it's got its own little microclimate, this little lovely environment, and it's all happening within the greenhouse. It's cool out here, but in there it will be a nice, constant, steady temperature. Because of course all of the glass here gets heated up with the sunshine, and that's what's happening in the morning. And you can tell it's really cold and frosty out here. Obviously you've got your pane of glass here to protect you, and then of course inside it's keeping the temperature a beautiful, normal rated temperature. It does go up and down, of course it will, but it still keeps the plants inside protected from the really heavy duty frosts. And well, they're doing really well in there. I have my carrots in there still, and I have my leeks that are coming up nicely. And of course, right at the back here, we have some more carrots and leeks. We've also got our tarragon in there, and the 4 tomatoes. Well, I think it's 3 now because one's dropped off. And hopefully, fingers crossed, they will start to turn at some point. But if not, I'll find something to do with the tomatoes there, well, that don't want to go red. I thought I'd once again have a sit down in my favourite corner. Oh, it's lovely here and the sun is just peeping round. So I might go into shade, it depends if the tree covers it or not. It's brilliant. Before I go on, a couple of lovely messages for a couple of viewers. Well, we're going down to Australia, southern Australia, 33 degrees Celsius. You're preparing for spring, so you're getting all your compost ready for spring. It's great to hear from you. And what lovely times you're having going into spring. How magical is that? And I say 33 degrees, absolutely amazing. And well, thanks for your lovely message. And also we're going to pop to Canada now. Canada are having a few problems, or have done over the past week or so. Lots of rain, lots of flooding, and well, it's proving difficult to collect, as we were talking about last week, all of the leaves in, but they're going to try and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll stop raining, will dry out a little bit, and then it can all be collected and start making their own usable leaf mould over the next couple of years. Fantastic stuff. And we've had another viewer's advice, and well, thanks for this advice. And you say, because you've got a massive allotment, 35 meters, huge thing it is, which is brilliant. That's what's good. You get lots and lots of variety, but you've got room to be able to do, well, you've got talking about bindweed, because of course I found my masses of bindweed again. And you say you actually put it onto like a compost heap that reaches 65 degrees, and that really does burn it down. It doesn't like the heat, so you can actually, once that's been in that really hot compost, you can actually reuse it, rather than, or I do either put it, oops, there we go, bang, that's the microphone. Reuse it obviously on your allotment, but as I say, I put mine into bags and get rid of it, or I burn it, because I haven't the facilities, I haven't the space actually to make a hot bed of a compost heap. But what a brilliant idea though. Again, reusing the stuff that actually has been causing a lot of well, pain this year on the allotment here, but we'll get rid of it, no worries. So thank you for those 3 comments. We've got more to come, but we'll do that in the next show. it's I say thank you for your comments coming in. I really, really love to have them, and absolutely great stuff going on. Now, another viewer's comment sent after I talked about using the leaves, and here we are, look, there they are from last week. They've been actually just in this box. They've been protected, so they're not at all wet. We've had some more rain here, so they're drying out nicely. Now, I was asked, do I cover them? Because there are yes and no's in the covering business. I do actually cover mine. I've had them covered up, but once they're in that environment, obviously they, again, a bit like the little greenhouse here, they get their own little microclimate, and all the lovely moulds can work on each other. Another way of doing this, if you've not got massive of space, you've got an area where you can build like your own composting bin, especially for your leaf mould, you can, which is what actually I have done in the past, believe it or not. Oh, here we go. You can collect a lovely bin liner full of leaves. And I've just been literally on our park now and filled this up with leaves. I've got some really at the bottom, when I picked them, these ones right at the very bottom, I've been there for a while, they're at the bottom, so they've started to rot already, and they've got a really distinctive leaf mould smell, damp smell, earthy smell actually, but do you know what, love it. In the top here I've got some leaves a little bit like these, and so can you leave them in the bag? Yes you can. Tie the top up, and then all you have to do is put a few holes around the bag, because that'll let the air just circulate in there. I know you want as little air there as possible, but you need a little bit of air, so not too many holes. And that over the next 2 years, you can leave it in a corner somewhere, leave it in the sunshine if you can as well, or even because it's in the bag, you can move it around and about. And so you get some heat and then some cold. As I say, it will, then you can just forget about it. Leave it there, forget about it for 2 years, and you'll have what I had the other day, which is obviously beautiful, lovely brown earth, which is actually sitting next to me here. Let me move these leaves. I'm surrounded by leaves yet again. Isn't it amazing? And in here, of course, is that beautiful leaf mould that we had that's already matured. And I'll get some out in case you hadn't seen the video from last week. But obviously, if you do subscribe, you can look back at all my videos if you want. And if you subscribe, you get a little ping every time I put a brand new video out, which is brilliant. Now, this is absolutely beautiful, soft, moist, sweet smelling, free. Yes, this little bag here is free. It's not, don't look much here, but I've got plenty more where this came from. And of course, you know, someone's also asking as well about, can this be used for seedlings? Well, yes, it can. Because actually, there's a little bit of nutrients in here, but it's not overpowering with nutrients. It won't kill off the seedlings. They will need, as soon as they start coming out of here, they will need to be, obviously, when they get big enough, transferred into something that can give them what they need then to grow further into more mature plants. And but yes, you can sort that. You can also mix that with seedling compost if you wish, just to give it a bit of extra body. It's a very beautifully light, pop a bit of loose sand in there if you wish, make it all nice and gritty for the lovely seedlings to grow through, and they will absolutely adore it. And isn't it soft? So it goes from this, we've got this here, look, that's today's, we've got some, I say last week, we've got some more in here, and these are obviously, now these ones here that I've just picked this morning are a little bit wet because they've got the morning's dew on there. These have dried out nicely because they've been protected, and this is 2 years from now. Look at that. And it's all, that little stuff here is all for free. Isn't nature a wonderful thing? Absolutely fantastic. Now, as I've said yesterday here in the UK, the clocks went backwards, so we get an extra hour in the morning. So it is, if you do get want to do stuff, obviously get up early. Don't do it at night time, because of course that's when, of course, well, it's dark for a start, you need extra light and things. But it's here, a beautiful sunny morning. Before I go today, just one of my little heeds of warnings. We're coming up to bonfire night, and before that, of course, we have the 31st of October. And of course, we've got Halloween, All Hallows Eve, of course, when it's said that at 12 o'clock, all the spirits of our ancestors come alive and come back to say hiya, or to scare the living daylights out of us. Not quite sure which. But anyway, lots and lots of fantastic stories around Halloween. And people love carving pumpkins, of course. This is a modern tradition, pumpkins. And then we got, of course, we got back in time to jack-o'-lanterns, and they were turnips that were carved out. And that's a really beautiful Irish-based folklore story, and I'll tell you that next time after we've had Halloween. We'll go into why were they called jack-o'-lanterns. Maybe you know, but I'll let you know on the next show. As I was saying, pumpkins, beautiful things. You can reuse the seeds, obviously, if you want to. Problem with that is you don't know if the pumpkins you've bought are hybrid F1 varieties, because I've said before, sometimes the seeds won't regrow. So if you are trying to do it, take them out, put them on a piece of kitchen roll, let them dry out, and you'll know which are the viable seeds or possible viable seeds, because they'll be nice and fat. Whereas the ones that are really flat and empty inside, you'll soon know once they've dried out, if there's nothing inside, pointless trying to generate them next year. So dry them out, put them in a little tub or a little plastic bag or paper bag and keep them for next year in the hope they come back. You never know, they might do, so fingers crossed for you. Right, on about the pumpkins. I was horrified yesterday. I just happened to be at home and I just happened to be watching some daytime TV, and they were on about carving your pumpkins. We're in a forest somewhere, and right at the very end the presenter threw away this line: take your used pumpkins into your local woodland and throw them on the floor and the wildlife will love you. Well, there should have been a massive hooter horn flashing triangles, because that's wrong. Do not put pumpkins on the floor. Get them high into trees, into bushes, but don't put them onto the floor, because your poor hedgehogs, if you've got any hedgehogs around, they like them, but they're not very good for them. They give them indigestion, they give them diarrhea, runny tummies, and of course, if they have diarrhea, they're really small creatures. They're getting ready to hibernate, so they want to eat as much as they can, and that dehydrates them then. And so if they do go into hibernation, they haven't got enough energy stored. And unfortunately, that's how we can lose some hedgehogs over their hibernation period. So please do not put your pumpkins on the floor. Get them off the floor, into the bushes, into the trees, where all of the other birds, the animals, the squirrels, they can enjoy them, but not our lovely hedgehogs. We need to protect those, don't we? Oh, well, that's my rant over. I was just so annoyed. Oh dear. And I didn't watch the rest of the show, so I don't know whether they corrected it or not. So if you were watching, please do not put them on the floor. Thank you very much. Before I go, I just want to show you a little picture I've taken. I'm sorry, I'm looking because my robin's back. Hello, little robin. I'm to come close today. I know what thinks what I'm up to. I don't know. Anyway, distracted once again. I've taken a lovely shot, whether the pictures come out or not, of a beautiful rose coming out against the blue sky. So I'll leave you with that as I go now towards next week, and we'll talk about jack-o'-lanterns, and we'll have some more of your beautiful comments. And welcome, by the way, because this week, I can't believe it, my last video got 1,000 views. Yes, 1,000 views. And whoever you are out there, I thank you very much. It's great to have you on board. Welcome to this Yorkshire allotment family that goes throughout the world. So keep safe in Canada with all your rains you're having. Australia, I hope it's not too warm for you. And well, once again, thanks for your fantastic questions about the leaf mould and your ideas about a heat stack to get rid of bindweed. Also so brilliant. I'll stop talking now. I'm off. Very slowly, because I don't want to frighten my robin away. Hopefully one day I might even get him to come and sit on my hand. I doubt it though. Ta-ra for now.